Hi, Mishy here. Um, yeah, I've been pretty much missing in action again for about a week. It is a week. Um, Still coughing, still feeling a bit wiped out and everything, but there you go. That's life. So since I last spoke to you, I've been to have my eyes checked, and well, these frames I've had and lenses I've had for 4 years. So really, I shouldn't be surprised that this year I've had to have new prescriptions, varifocals, which puts the price up a bit, and also because I'm very light sensitive, I've gone for transition lenses this time round. So they're hopefully being delivered next week, and I'll be able to pick them up, and yeah, they'll be good. So that's a big thing to look forward to. Going up finally, we're going to go up to Manchester this weekend. It was the first time it was cancelled because I was sick. The second time it was cancelled because my friend went down with COVID. Hopeless, absolutely hopeless. And this time is the third time, so third time lucky. And we're going up. We'll probably be leaving about 5:30-ish in the morning. And we'll get up there by 9-ish, probably. And we're going to go to the market. At last, we're going to go to the market. And I may well come home with wool. I may well come home with some Christmas presents. Who knows what I'll come home with? So that's pretty good. We being the ladies from the church, went to the cathedral on Monday, and we saw a display, an exhibition of, well, they're not tapestries, it's more like applique stitching and all these bits of fabric, and it was amazing. She did pictures, basically it was all Jesus's life, so you had his birth, baptism, going into the wilderness when he was tempted. Oh my goodness, what else? Calling Peter. Anyway, it just went through everything to the cross, and then the ascension, and then Pentecost was the last one with the flames of fire that weren't burny fire, but it was the Holy Spirit fire. It was very, very moving as well to see it. I took lots of photographs, and I've been asked to write a piece about it for the church magazine, which comes out every 2 months. So I shall have to get on and do that and send some photographs along with it. But it was lovely, and we had lunch at what they call the refectory, and I had mushroom and thyme soup with a ciabatta roll, and it was lovely. Really, really nice soup. I mean, other people were having, I don't know, baked potatoes and all the rest of it, but I stuck with soup. And there's one little lady, and she had her soup and her roll, and she had her hot chocolate there, and she says, I'm still a bit hungry. So off she toddled, came back with a toasted tea cake and this enormous chunk of bread pudding. I mean, it was really big. And I looked at her, I said, where are you going to put this all? And she said, into my mouth. And she did. I was amazed. Excuse me. Yeah, she is tiny, absolutely tiny. And anyway, she can eat for England. Bless her heart, she's lovely. She used to be a missionary to India, and she worked a lot with those with leprosy and, well, mainly leprosy. But she was a nurse, so she worked with other things as well, I'm sure. And because of that, she's very much into supporting the leprosy mission. So she is lovely. And what else? It was pouring with rain, absolutely pelting it down. So it was good that the outing this time was indoors. Usually they go for a walk and then have lunch. And because of my health and my mobility, I can't always do the walks, but if it's close enough to home, I'll join them up for lunch afterwards. So it was nice. I was really glad I went, and that was good. Tuesday, not much to say about yesterday, except I went to Slimming World and I've lost a little bit more weight. So that's good, and of course I'm still working on it every day. Today my lunch was had at a Macmillan coffee morning. Ah, oh my goodness, you should see that. In the gutter there is I think that's a great tit actually. And it's just sitting there looking at me. Bless its little heart, is gone now. That's so sweet. I love the birds. What was I saying? Oh, there's the Macmillan coffee morning. It was up at a complex, I don't know what you call it, all flats which are for more elderly people, not so big flats, a bit small. There's no way that hubby and I could fit into one at the moment. But when it comes to it, then obviously there'd be a lot of downsizing. But anyway, the coffee morning was held there. I had, oh dear, what did I have? I had a cheese scone and one of those little fondant fancy things and a piece of shortbread and obviously a cup of tea. And I put some money in the box and that was my lunch. Not a very healthy lunch, mind you, but it was lunch. And today I've been to do story time at the library. We had, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 children today. Last week there was only 2, so we had 6, and that was nice. You can really, they're younger children, the ones that were getting older who would sit through the stories and that, they've all gone up to school. So now we've got the next batch coming in, and it ended up being more songs with actions than stories because they can't sit for that long, which is fair enough. So we did a lot of zooming to the moon and winding the bobbin up and Old MacDonald and typical little children's songs. So that was rather nice. What have we been watching? We continued last night with part 3 of Murder Before Evensong. I think it was called that. I noticed in Sainsbury's today that they've got another book by him. What's it? Murder. Oh my gosh. It's a Christmassy one. Is it Murder Under the Mistletoe or something? Yeah, Murder Under the Mistletoe, I think it is. And I was like, oh, do I get that? Do I buy it? And then I thought, if I have another book, I may not be too popular. Got lots of books. You know that girl who likes books? That's me. I got one on Monday when we went to the cathedral. They've got a gift shop. And in there they do have a shelf with used books. And on Sunday, the sermon was about how to be salt. It's about salt and light and being the salt and the light in the world, you know. And the book is called How to Be Salt in a Secular World, or How to Be Salty in a Secular World, or something like that. And I read the first paragraph and I thought, yeah, you've got to read that. So for £2 that came home with me. So I should be reading that, and when I've read it, it'll probably go into the church library, I think. So that's a good buy. Knitting continues, and so we're still a bird's back. Huh. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're lovely. Bless their hearts. Anyway, yeah, I'm sewing up the squares still to make lap blanket for people in wheelchairs or old people on their sofa or whatever, So that's good. And it shook me on Sunday because, well, not Sunday just gone, the Sunday before, we'd seen this man in Wetherspoons where we go to eat after church. And he was sitting by himself, and he was very much, I'm not going to make eye contact with anybody, I'm going to sit here and stare at the table. And he was very, well, he made himself look a bit strange. Anyway, he was there again on this Sunday just gone. And one of my friends went over and said, "Are you okay?" She obviously recognised him because she works in the little Christian cafe in town. And she spoke to him, and then my husband went over and said, "Are you hungry?" "Well, yeah, but I haven't got any money." "Well, I will buy you lunch," which we did. "But you must come over and join us. Don't sit on your own." So he came over and sat with us. And what shook me is that in what is basically a well-off town, he's homeless. It's everywhere. I never thought that this little town where we are would have homeless people. But no, he is sleeping rough, carrying all of his belongings in a couple of backpacks. So we gave him some numbers to ring, and when we were going to drive him in to get him into a hostel, But I don't think he's done it. We did invite him to come to church on Sunday, so I'm hoping he will come along. But today at the library, I saw him again, and I think he just spends time anywhere he can go where, A, it doesn't cost money, and B, he can be indoors. So obviously, going into a library and looking at books doesn't cost him anything. So I saw him in there again, and it's just really, shaken me that the problem of homelessness is so close to home. So I don't know. And then I was thinking maybe I should knit him a hat, mittens. I don't know, it's just have to keep him warm. But I might do that and then just put it in my bag and say, "Oh, do you want? I've made this. Would you like it?" I think I might try that. I've got some good wool. Well, when I say wool, I don't mean wool. I mean sort of an acrylic, chunky type wool. So that, if he wants to wash it, then he hasn't got to worry about it shrinking and felting up or anything. So, I think that's what I'll probably do. And then hopefully we'll see him on Sunday, and that'd be good. I'm going out with my sister tomorrow night. We're going to go and see, these glasses keep on slipping. Yeah, be interesting to see if the new ones will do it. Well, if the lenses might be a bit heavier, we'll see. But anyway, yes, tomorrow I'm going out with my sister in the evening to the theatre. We're going to see a production of Little Women, and that is one of my favourite books from childhood and onwards. I mean, it's still now, if I want some comfort reading, I will go for Anne of Green Gables or What Katie Did or Little Women. So I'm always sort of like, which of the sisters am I? And I'm not Amy because I don't draw, and I'm not beautiful. I'm not Jo because I don't really write, apart from a journal sometimes. I'm not really Meg, I don't think. I always identify more with Beth. because I want to be at home. And even hubby says I'm quiet. So, yeah, doesn't make any difference really, does it? It's a story, but yeah, I like Beth the best. I identify with her. So that will be good. Yeah, so that's about it really. What else is there to tell you about? We did something last Saturday. Oh, yeah, it was a church breakfast last Saturday. Well, it was the women's breakfast on Saturday. And a lady came to speak, and I thought she's a minister of some sort. But anyway, she was basically giving her life story and how she came through a divorce and how God has helped her and provided for her and encouraged her and cosseted her, through it all. And at the end, she was saying that she would not give up her Mrs. title until there was something else to use for it. And she was saying about how she goes to a C of E church, so I don't know what all the things are called, but she had done something for pastoral care and she did some other course. I don't know if she's another one. But anyway, they are in talks right now for her to do a course to become ordained. And then she would give up her missus to be a reverend. And I just thought that was lovely because I looked at her and I just thought, you're a vicar. You're something. So when she said that, I was like, yep, there you go. I read it right. That's it. So that was good. Oh, I've just heard the budgies squawk. Do you remember, way back when I was saying about how we moved and we had a stressed out budgie, we pulled out all his feathers and he's growing some feathers back. So our plan of covering them up at night, and I spray him with anti-peck because, when your hair comes back, it itches, doesn't it? So I've got that stuff to spray him with, and he's still eating, he's still talking. That was him I could hear. And yeah, they're doing good. The guinea pigs are fine. I've got gammon out tonight to cook for dinner. I'll do it with potatoes and veg, I think. What else? Not much. So anyway, I'd love to know what you'll be up to, and is there anything that you would particularly like me to talk about? You got any questions for me? Now that would be interesting. If you've got some questions for me, as long as they're not, why don't you dye your hair? Well, why don't I dye my hair? Because, do you know what? I've worked hard in my life to get some grey hairs, and I'm going to keep them. And although I have been known to dye my hair, when I was a teenager, I went to a punk fancy dress party, and I got food colouring. And at that time, I had a bob down to about here, and it was totally straight, and I had the paintbrush fringe and down and around. So the top layer here, I did red with food colouring, and then I did yellow, except I think it was more orange with food colouring, and then I did green. And then as it grew out, I kept doing it, so the red would then, when it grew out, I'd have little green, and then I'd have, and so on and so forth. So it was a little colourful, and I don't think there's any pictures to prove that, so I just had to take my word for it. I was a bit whacked out when I was a teen, and I used to wear very black things, so I was a bit of a gothy teenager with multicoloured hair. What did we used to do to ourselves? Oh dear. Well, anyway, I'm going to let you go. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all healthier than I am. Blasted body just gives up on me. No, the birds aren't there right now to say goodbye to you out there. But I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.